An independent commission set up by the German government on access to abortion has presented its findings. The procedure is technically illegal, except in the cases of rape and risk to health, but abortions in the first 12 weeks are not punished when accompanied by counselling. The report concluded that access should be improved.
Laura's feeling of being criminalized by a system made her want to help other women.
The outside pressure of what you have to do and all the appointments you have to do before you can get the abortion, that was already very stressful. But then if you look into the law and the law is telling you what you do is in one row with murder, that's hard to read.
Abortions in Germany are still a criminal offense. Section 218 says it's exempt from punishment in the first 12 weeks in combination with an obligatory counseling. Now, an independent commission set up by the federal government recommends that abortions should be permitted in the first 12 weeks. The pro-life activist Cornelia Kaminski thinks you should rather support pregnant women in crisis. For her, an abortion means killing an unborn child.
It is often said that this Section 218 stands in the way of a woman's right to self-determination. What is left out is that there is a second person, that the baby is concerned, and that with the abortion, the baby's right to self-determination ends once and for all, whereas the woman sacrifices a couple of months.
Jana Meffert from Doctors Pro Choice says pregnancy always puts one's health at risk and can be distressing psychologically.
We would also never say a mother or father is obliged to donate a kidney, even if a child needs a kidney to survive. You can never jeopardize one person's health to preserve one person's life.
Meffert is one of the few doctors performing abortions. There are barriers, she says. It's often not part of medical training, it's complicated to get abortion pills, and there is the danger of being sued. Following her ordeal, Laura set up the project Talk Abortion to destigmatize the matter and to become a doctor.
I started getting more and more angry, also because of my own experience. And I got to the point where I decided, okay, if I study medicine, then I can change something about this myself.
She just finished an internship at an institution which performs abortions and works now on her PhD.
Let's cross over to our chief political correspondent, Nina Haase. Run us through the recommendations put forward today.
Well, simply put, the experts say that the current rules in place that make up this compromise that Germany has had for decades now, that those rules need to be updated because they're just not in line with constitutional, international and European law. So what the experts have done is they've divided pregnancies into 3 phases, and they say in the first phase, so in the first 12 weeks, abortions should be completely legal and that issue should completely be taken out of the criminal code. In the second phase, they say, so up to the 22nd week, they recommend that lawmakers should debate the conditions under which abortions could be exempt from punishment. And in the last phase, they say, keep abortion illegal, but also keep exceptions in place, like for medical situations or in case of rape.
Now, of course, these are recommendations from an independent commission, but do you think this will become law?
Well, a short answer, if it happens, then it will take quite some time still. And the long answer is the government in Berlin says that the rules on abortion in Germany are old. They're from a different era. A lot has changed. They need to be updated. But they also say that they know just what a controversial topic this is and that it is a highly emotional issue, which is why they put this commission in place to foster what they call a respectful debate based on facts, on scientists' recommendations. So this was essentially the first step, the scientists' report. But of course, this is a risky move by Olaf Scholz's government. The ban on abortions is a pet topic for the far right in this country, also for some conservatives. There are lots of important elections in this country this year, European elections, and we all know that positions get more extreme in election rally times, and then the current government only has a year and a half until the next federal elections to potentially get those changes through Parliament, where heated debates are to be expected to.
What about where Germany stands in Europe in comparison to other countries' laws on abortion?
In Europe, the experts said today that there is a clear decriminalisation trend when it comes to abortion. And you just have to look at countries like Poland, France and Ireland. Poland is planning that. And of course, France and Ireland are prominent examples, with France just recently becoming the first country worldwide to enshrine women's right to choose abortion in the constitution. And interestingly, in France, that move had the support of 80% of the population, including from the far right. And in Ireland, too, the laws were changed that were very strict laws after a public outcry. When a woman died from medical complications, she was denied an abortion, even though the embryo had no chance of survival. And here in Germany, polls give you a very diverse picture depending on where you look and who commissions those polls. But we've had this compromise in place since the 1990s, where no side gets everything it wants. But the experts say that the ideas of families has changed. Women's rights are more in the focus. Above all, what we're seeing in Europe, including in Germany, is a shrinking influence of the church and of religion in people's lives. And that is definitely one of the factors when it comes to how abortion is being debated.
You heard it from our chief political correspondent, Nina Haase.